height is might in basketball, a bit of story of what's going on para sa Gilas. When you talk about the inches they have in height advantage over Gilas Pilipinas, Gilas trying to make a final stand. Possible hostile environment here in the arena, and definitely that's what's happening the past couple of minutes. Congratulations to China for winning the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship, as Gilas Pilipinas will take the silver medal.
Para-paraan lang para dito kay Davis. Romeo once again. Oh, that was goal! Buta-taga, he gave the rush. Puts it on the deck. And down. He launches another one. Bang! Castro, hinanap si Chapel. For the two-handed throw down. Jimmy launches it. Bang!
We will fight to the buzzer to win every game that we play.
Dito sa Meralco Gym, unang nabuo ang isang pangarap. Dito nagsimula ang isang mithiin. Dito ibinuhos ang pagod, hirap at sakit upang maisakatuparan ang isang pangarap. Sa pagkatapos ng napakatagal na panahon, muling makasali ang Pilipinas sa Basketball Olympics. Binuo ang isang koponan kabilang ang pinagtagpi-tagping piyesa, Gilas 4.0. Sa iba'y isang koponan lamang, ngunit para sa atin, parang mas tamang tawagin itong isang pamilya. Pamilyang sinusuportahan, pinagdarasal, hinahangaan, at paminsan pa nga'y iniiyakan. Ngunit lahat ng ito nauwi lang sa kabiguan. Sa Changsha, China, Gilas 3.0 kinulang. Mabuti na lang at may isa pang pagkakataon na nakaabang.
I think everybody knows that this year is it's really got one specific target on the calendar, and that's the Olympic qualifying tournament. Some of us have obviously big mountains to climb, and others probably think that they're a favorite. Different challenges for different countries, but we're extremely excited to be a host, and our hope is to work our way through the tournament and get to the final and win the final and secure a berth to go to the Rio Olympics.
There's so much I learned from Coach Tab. I don't think there are a lot of coaches in Asia that have Olympic experience. But I think anytime you have that level of credibility, you start talking, people listen. He's the only guy I know in Philippine basketball that's been to the Olympics.
You can't buy that. That money can't buy that. Like anything that we get into, experience sometimes or most of the time will outweigh talent. And with Coach Tab knowing what it takes to get there, that's a big plus for us. Hopefully, it pays off dividends in this OQT.
Kung ang Gilas Pilipinas ay pamilya, si Tab Baldwin ang ama. Amang tumawag sa mga anak ng bayan upang pagsilbihan ang pambansang koponan. At ngayon, isa-isa na silang dumadating.
Well, this is what we've been hoping for. I mean, long before I was appointed the Gilas coach, I mean, this was the dream of all of the organizers of Gilas, is that we would be able to tap into the strongest possible team and roster that we could assemble.
After a sort of shaky start, if I were to put it in quotation mark, of course, we're happy. More warm bodies, more legs playing at practice, then it just shows the commitment that these players have, wanting to represent the country.
A coach wants to know that he can get his best players. So it's a big challenge, and there's pressure that comes with that. So all of those things combined, they would probably embody what my feelings were. But more than anything else, just excitement about what's ahead of us and what we can try to accomplish together.
Sabi ng matatanda, ang hindi tumingin sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa paroroonan. Hindi magiging posible ang paglahok ng Gilas 4.0 sa FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament kung hindi dahil sa sakripisyo ng mga nauna sa kanila. Ang mga paalis, may mga habilin para sa mga dumating.
so proud of our guys, the way they competed it. Get our mindset, and hopefully that our country will unite for the next FIBA tournament.
Hanggat kaya ng katawan, kaya ng isip talaga maglalaro ako. Kasi hindi mo mapapantayin itong experience ko sa paglaro para sa bayan. Sabi ko parang minsan wala naman mas mamaharap, sana makapaglaro din ako dyan, ganyan. So hindi ko yung nakalain na talaga ng makakuha ko ng tawag from the Gilas management coach tab. Sa tamang panahon talaga. Kung hindi man kami ngayon sa future generation ng players, I'm sure babalik ang Pilipinas sa Olympics.
For me, sabi ko, it's been a blessing. It's a great experience. Considering na malapit na tayo mag-retire, and I'm just excited for the next group of guys to represent Gilas na paghahanda ng yung program na mention ni MVP. For sure, they will get the job done. They will represent the Philippines sa Olympics in the future. I'm just glad na naging part ako ng Gilas 3 and forever grateful for this experience.
Ang pinakamabigat nilang iniwang salita ay ibigay kay Coach Tab ang buong tiwala.
I think that almost any player in this country would be more than willing to sacrifice a few weeks, couple of months of their time to represent Gilas. I think what's more appropriate to talk about is how these guys played above themselves. And if you looked at, man for man, the talent in that team, and you said, okay, put that together and see how far you can go, you might not project it to be an Asian finalist. And I think it would be reasonable not to project that. The fact that they did that is testimony to what a group of men who commit themselves to a common goal can accomplish. And I think that's what 3.0 did, that we need to look back on and say, what can we take from that team?
Look at Romeo! Ginawang round robin! Wow! With an emphatic follow-up slam!
And the newcomers for Gilas Pilipinas, nagpapakilala na nga.
There is a three-point shot that's open, and that's money in the back.
Giving out to Intal. Intal naman ang tataksak. Pinapapamuna.
The ageless one, Asi Taulava coming to life here. Asi Taulava with the flex.
Really fighting. And you can see, itong si Salito is visibly upset. Pag tinamaan yung kanyang ulo, looks like there's blood coming out.
Against everybody's expectations, when they did reach the final, they were absolutely devastated that they didn't win the final. And this is a testimony to what they achieved, because in the beginning and even after the loss to Palestine, they would have been the only people who thought that they had a chance. And by the end, they had convinced the entire nation that they had a chance. In retrospect, there was a tremendous amount of accomplishment for that team.
Ross on the move. They locate Marshall.
With so much rhythm right now and confidence is this man Marshall Lassiter.
Being able to elude the defense, ball lead, parang nakatayo lang yung depensa that time ng San Miguel.
English sees an opening and he throws it down. The great Villa for return.
Whatever defense you put in front of this guy, he will just score.
What I'm hopeful for is that we get a significant number of players who will probably play in both 3.0 and 4.0, and that those players will actively bring with them the chemistry, and that they will demand of the other players coming in, who may be higher profile PBA players, who may be quote-unquote the stars. We all get on board with the single goal of building the strongest team that we can. There's the risks that you can have injury, you can damage your reputation, but you can enhance your reputation as well. And most importantly, you can bring pride to the country.
Narating na ni Coach Tab ang gustong maabot ng Gilas Pilipinas. Ang pangako niya sa kanyang mga manlalaro, ibigay ang lahat ng kanilang makakaya at ang tamis ng Olympics ay matitikman rin nila.
It's exciting to put this shirt on as opposed to our club shirt. There might only be one guy in the Philippines that really understands what the Olympic experience is all about. That's me, because I've been there. I can't describe it. It's impossible for me to describe
what an incredible experience it is. We have a chance to get there.
The thing that gets me with what Coach Tab did was, I've been to New Zealand twice. That's not a basketball country. There's more sheep than people. I mean, it's not densely populated, and basketball is not the #1 sport. And he took and made a basketball program that made it to the Olympics.
You know, attending the 2004 Athens Olympics with the national basketball team of New Zealand, the Tall Blacks, it really is not so much a basketball highlight in my life, not even a sporting highlight. It's a life highlight. It's almost otherworldly as a sporting experience. There's nothing else like it. Having been there once, it's become a goal, a dream, an ambition to get back again. If we can achieve that this year, it will do amazing things for the sport of basketball in this country and for the athletes who have this opportunity.
Nung huling subok ng Gilas na makapasok sa Olympics ay samot-saring pagsubok at pahirap ang inabot nila sa China.
You know, that expect to see their national team playing in the Olympics. And they did everything possible as a country, as a basketball federation, to make sure that would happen. You know, the games are here in China. Everybody knows China doesn't travel well. They were abysmal in 2013 in Manila when they went there. They manipulate the times. They manipulate the pool play. They manipulated the fact that they changed the time of the games. From woe to go, they'll have their finger on everything that happens.
Ngayon, ang kompetisyon dito nagaganapin sa harap ng libu-libong Pilipinong walang ibang nais kung hindi ang makita silang manalo.
I think where it does have an impact is in that fourth quarter of a really tough game, and there's 20,000 fans in the stands, and they exhibit their puso. I think what the fans bring to this and the pride that they inject, that extra 1% or 2% of energy that you're able to extract from the home crowd in those moments where you feel like you're spent, where you feel like you don't have anything left to give, that's where you can tap into something extra. And because there's no doubt in my mind that players that play for their country, players that come to a tournament of this importance will give everything that they have.
Sobrang importante, no, kasi yun nga, ito yung chance natin makabalik sa Olympics. So for sure alam ko na alam din ng buong team, ng buong Gilas, siyempre yung buong Pilipinas, alam din kung gaano ka-importante itong lalaroin namin. So yun, sana supportahan nyo kami sa darating na qualifiers.
Gayunpaman, hindi pa rin magiging madali ang daan patungong Rio dahil mga higante ng basketball world ang kailangan nilang patumbahin.
No, if Tony plays, they'll have probably their best point guard, but if they don't, then DeColo is a great point guard, and this French team will be extremely strong, irrespective of how many NBA guys will be in it.
The difference is the height, size, skill, experience of the opponent on the international stage. As you're talking about France, Turkey, Canada, you're talking about teams that win games. And they win games on the world stage.
Ako, pinaghahandaan ko yun minsan pa naglalaro ko sa PBA, yung mga import na binabantayan ko. Siguro mas magaling pa kasi mga makakalaban mo ngayon NBA player, mga ganun .
It's our pride and honor also na makalaban mo sila, di ba? Na magkaroon ka ng experience na gano'n, opportunity na gano'n, na makalaban sila.
Nobody be mistaken about the fact that the caliber of competition and the importance of every game at the OQT is much more difficult, much higher, much more significant than what we faced at the Asian 2015 Championships. Very excited to have Andre back. You know, he's such a good fit for our team as a basketball player. But Andre goes beyond that. You know, he's a guy that's a very easygoing guy. He's easy to get along with. He likes his teammates, and his teammates like him. Positive platform on which to integrate a true star into a team that needs to perform like a team. And Andre's committed to that. He doesn't have a problem with that. He will be the most talented player that we roll out onto the court. And with that being the case, Andre's fitness, all of our players' fitness, all of our players' focus, every minute of preparation becomes extremely important, because if any one of those things is a little bit off the rails or a little bit askew to what it should be, then we significantly reduce our chances, which are already pretty tough. For the OQT, I think it's completely out. I don't even think we included his name on our initial roster. The discussions that we've had with Jordan and with his handlers really amount to the fact that this summer in particular, it's just not going to happen. And everybody in the organization wishes for that day when Jordan can fulfill his dream and play for Gilas. And you know, we would love to see that happen sooner rather than later. So we'll just have to hope and pray that people can do what's right, I believe, and come to their senses and allow a young man who, you know, by blood is Filipino to represent the country that he wants to represent and that he should have a right to represent.
Maliban dito, si Coach Tab kinailangang lumisan para harapin ang isang personal na pagsubok.
When he first went to the States to visit his brother because he found out that the brother was sick.
You know, even the weeks before him flying out, he was already, you know, talking about his brother a lot. You know, we could really sense his concern. Terry is his closest family member. And, you know, and to lose him really is a big blow to Coach Tab.
Alam kong mas kailangan niya siguro yun, yung kasama yung family niya ngayon, about dun sa brother niya. So, nandun lang yun siguro, yun na yung pray namin, dasal namin sa family, tsaka yung sa safe, trip niya pabalik dito.
Pagkawala, naman si Coach Tab ng puso't isipan ng kanyang koponan. Ang kanyang mga manlalaro, alam na ang tanging kaya nilang gawin ay ipagdasal ang kanyang pamilya at ipagpatuloy ang sinimulan nila.
Kay Coach Tab naman, siyempre, lungkot ako sa nalaman ko yung balita. No? Kailangan niya sigurong umuwi muna. Kasi nga, family matters. So, alam ko na kahit nandun siya, iniisip niya pa rin yung team, kung ano yung makakatulong. For sure, pagbalik niya, marami kaming gagawin.
Well, kakaiba yung mood kasi wala si Coach Tab eh. Pero, tinatry talaga namin i-accomplish kung ano yung ma-accomplish namin habang wala siya. Alam kong mas kailangan niya siguro yun, kasama yung family niya ngayon, about dun sa brother niya. Pray namin, dasal namin sa family, tsaka yung sa safe, trip niya pabalik dito.
It was different, you know, the intensity was still there. It was just we all understood that there was a missing piece, and I mean, we understand why he couldn't be here, and I mean, all respects to his brother, and you know, it's a hard time, and we can only pray and help him and help comfort him in this kind of situation. It's a tough situation, and there's no real answer for it, and we just got to be there for him, and we tried to work as best as we could for him because we know that this is his job, and we're his baby in the sense that we're the team, and we try to do that today, stay sharp for him, and continue working. Same practice pa rin, same energy pa rin. Kailangan din namin talagang irespeto yung mga stang coach, ganun. Hindi kailangan na pag wala dito si coach, di na 100% yung papracticein namin, ganun. So, kailangan nandun pa rin yung disiplina talaga. Kailangan lang namin sigurong paghandaan kung ano yung ginagawa niyang game plan. Sa akin, mas naniniwala ako siguro kung magtatrabaho muna kami as a team.
Sa ngayon, siyempre, may mga nalaman na ako na about sa mga game plan niya, about sa kanya, siyempre. Siyempre, yung mga nangyari sa amin last year na umabot kami ng semi sa Jones Cup and then sa FIBA, parang yung mga lahat ng nun, parang siya nagbigay sa amin ng kumpiyansa pa paano kayo umabot sa level na yun.
Coach Tab kasi he's such a good teacher. You can learn a lot of things, hindi lang sa basketball perspective, pati sa buhay. Being an Olympian, being an Olympic coach, numerous world appearances, I think it's just fitting na makikinig ka. So yun pa lang, dun pa lang, very honored na kaming mga bata na to be part of this.
Sa kanyang pagbabalik, dala ni Coach Tab ang panibagong apoy sa kanyang damdamin upang tulungan ng Gilas Pilipinas na makapaghanda para sa FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Hindi lang para sa kanya, hindi lang para sa kanyang mga manlalaro o para sa bayan, pero para na rin sa alaala ng kanyang pumanaw na kapatid.
Well, hopefully we get all of our players through the second conference playoffs uninjured and healthy. And then we assemble on May 18th and we start really preparation in earnest. And then we will begin fulfilling the program that we're putting together. And I'm certain that we're going to have a European camp. I'm certain that we're going to have some preparation games in Europe of the same caliber that we'll be playing in the OQT. And we'll have hopefully a couple of games here as well before the actual tournament starts. But it'll be a typical build-up campaign with intensive trainings, multi-practices a day, a camp, and preparation games, and ultimately we'll walk into the tournament, but this time we'll walk into it on our home turf.
Sa pamumuno ni Coach Tab Baldwin, dito magsisimulang muli ang daan ng Gilas Pilipinas patungo sa 2016 Rio Olympics. Samahan niyo kami sa paglalakbay na ito dahil ang kwento ng Gilas, kwento nating lahat.
Davis, ano height mo ulit? 6'9 ka, di ba?